Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast tonight. We have College Heights Christian versus Lutheran Kansas City in this District 7 Class 1 matchup. This is the semifinal game, number 2 seed versus number 2 seed versus number 3 seed.
Tonight's Nisha Class 1 District 7 playoff game between the College Heights Cougars from Joplin and the Lutheran School of Kansas City Knights. Okay, announcing tonight's starting lineups. Number 20, a sophomore, Miles Brooding. Number 1, a senior in net, Isaac Ersland. Number 12, a senior, Ari Gerard. Number 9, a junior, Adam Gannon. Number 7, a sophomore, Kenneth Gilbert. Number 4, a senior, Kevin Kang. Number 8, a junior, Nathan Willis. Number 25, a senior, Ron Ramon. Number 16, a junior, Christopher Reimer. Number 13, a senior, Finn Slattery. Number 21, a freshman, Silas Walls. The Knights are coached by Jeff Rivers, assisted by Chris Alger. And now the starting lineup for the College Heights Cougars. Number 20, a junior, Liam Nelson. Number 6, a sophomore, Ben Schumacher. Number 7, a senior, Braden Youngberg. Number 8, a junior, Michael Paragon. Number 10, a junior, Hudson Clevenger. Number 11, a junior, Zach Beatty. Number 14, a senior, Ethan Yukina. Number 24, a junior, Gavin Dahl. Number 30, a senior, Stephen Calandro. Number 32, a freshman, Rush Stewart. And number 1, Derek Bowman. The Cougars are coached by Aaron Dogich, assisted by Darren Youngberg.
All right, we're done with pregame introductions. We'll put 40 minutes on the clock and get ready for this action. College Heights Christian versus Lutheran Kansas City. These two teams have no like opponents this year, so it's hard to gauge their competitiveness. Lutheran played Lone Jack, the number 1 seed who did advance. Lone Jack mercy ruled Paseo Academy in the earlier matchup tonight to advance to the finals. And Lutheran Kansas City did play Lone Jack twice this year, losing both games 2-0. That's not a great gauge of how these two will match up, but that's all we have. Lutheran Kansas City 1-15 on the year, but have played several close games, losing a couple in overtime, one on penalty kicks. Cougars are wearing black, all black, going left to right here in the first half. Lutheran Kansas City wearing white jerseys with black shorts, and Lutheran will take the kickoff. Here at Lee's Summit North High School field for this district matchup. And we're underway. Stolen away in the midfield by the Cougars. Youngberg plays it back to the drop to Yukonaw. Yukonaw back in the middle to Youngberg. Youngberg has time, plays it wide, deflected away in the middle. Perigin comes up and steals. Perigin looking for a through, stolen away by the Knights. Knights into the middle of the field, taken in possession. Number 21, that's Walsh on the ball. Plays it to the far side. Nelson is there and steals. Dow comes up and plays it down the line, cleared back by the Knights, back to the back line for Yukonaw. Yukonaw drops back to Calandro. Calandro settles, plays it to the pivot there, Youngberg. Youngberg carries across the field, finds an opening in the middle. Still on the ball. Youngberg carries to the far side. Youngberg cuts it back, plays it across the field, all the way over to Beatty. Beatty touches, leaves it for Perigin. Perigin being defended one-on-one, looking to get to the edge, cuts it across on the top of the box, gets all the way through the backside. Nelson's there and gets the touch but can't finish. And that'll be a goal kick for the Knights. You can see Perigin gets around the edge and sends it in. Good ball, gets all the way through to Nelson. Just that second hop comes up high to his knee, and he can't get on top of it. This is an area that we expect the Cougars to win the game in, is this goal kick setup. Perigin quickly wins the ball. Over to Clevenger, is able to keep it in the corner. And another goal kick for the Knights. Ball played up ahead, headed by Perigin. Cleared back in by Calandro, all the way into the box. Clevenger's there, gets a touch on it, and gets saved by the keeper. He rolls it out to the far side, played out of the back. Nelson comes to challenge. Played down the line, into possession for the Knights. And whistle, free kick called for Kansas City Lutheran. Restart of play, high ball sent into the middle. Yukonaw gets there, touched up to Schumacher. Schumacher one touch back to Dow and played out of bounds on the far sideline, throwing for the Knights. Throw in settled by the Knights, stolen away by Schumacher and deflected away. That will be a throw in for the Cougars. Double whistle. They're actually going to reset that. Nelson on the throw-in took too much ground, so they're going to bring him back to the original out-of-bounds spot. Dowell takes the throw-in. Over to the far side. Perigin tracks back and steals, drops it back to to Calandro. Calandro into the middle to Youngberg. Youngberg takes some space into Schumacher in the middle. Schumacher to Perigin. Cougars possessing in the middle of the field. Youngberg tries to pop it over the top, deflected away, plays it back to Calandro on the back line. Calandro back to Perigin. Perigin has room. Missed touch there as he tried to play it three-toe, and out of bounds throwing for the Knights here on the near side. Number 20, Bruning, makes a throw-in. Cleared away up to Clevenger. Clevenger plays it forward to Beatty. Cleared away by the Knights and throw in for the Cougars. Ball played in on the near side. Gilbert on the ball, number 7. Stolen away by the Cougars. Into a room for Clevenger up front. Clevenger tries to play it through, deflected away. Perigin back to the ball. Perigin tries to play it through over the top. Good touch at the top of the box, but into trouble still. And into the near side corner. Knights are able to play it out. Stolen away by Perigin. At the top, Perigin takes the shot into the box, deflected high in the air. Clevenger comes on, but cleared away still in play. Good settle on the near side. Perigin comes in, gets a slide tackle, deflected off of Beatty. And the Knights back in possession, drop it back to the back line. Switch of the field. Nelson's over there, heads it back into the middle. Schumacher comes over on the far side, fighting for possession. Out of bounds on the Knights and throw in for the Cougars. Dowell takes the throw in into the middle, stolen away by the Knights. Perigin comes back into the center circle. Fight for possession. Beatty's over here on the near side. Beatty drops back to Bowman. Bowman tries to one-touch in, stolen away by the Knights. That's number 12. Played through. Calandro's there to get a touch and into Youngberg. Youngberg has time. Carries across the field, plays it up ahead, stolen away. Dowell comes in with a slide tackle on the far side, gets it to Nelson. Nelson tries to claw it back. Knocked out of bounds by the Knights. Throw in for the Cougars. Big throw in down the line for Perigin on the run. And cleared out of bounds. That'll be another throw in for the Cougars. Perigin with a big throw in all the way to the top of the box. Youngberg's there, tries to take a strike. Knights on the ball, played to the near side. Bowman steps in to challenge, gets it up to Beatty. Beatty drops it back to Calandro. Calandro settles. Calandro plays it in over the top. Shouldered back by number 20, that's Bruning. Stolen away by Youngberg. Youngberg to Bowman. Bowman back in. Ball high in the air, settled by Youngberg. Youngberg claws it back. Back to Calandro. Calandro switches the field to Yukonov. Yukonov with time, plays it up ahead. Cleared away by number 25, Ramon. And that's out of bounds, throw in again for the Cougars. Ball played into the corner and cleared away. That'll be a throw in. That looked like number 18, Ogaz, on the clear, and throw in for the Cougars close to the corner. Ball played into the box, played to the far side, back into the middle. Knights in possession with some room in front. That's number 7, Gilbert on the ball. Thrown away by the Cougars. Back into the center circle, number 9, Gannon on the ball. Perigin comes up and steals for the Cougars. He's got room. Perigin looking at his options, tries to play it through to Clevenger on the run, stolen away by the Knights. Back into the near side corner. Bruning on the ball, plays it up to number 9. That's Gannon. Stolen away again by Clevenger, but back into the box and repossessed by the Knights. Played down the near sideline, out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars. Big throw in by Perigin all the way across. Nelson's there to settle, knocked off the ball. Perigin comes back into flex. Nelson gives it back to him for the shot and goes wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Knights. Knights keeper Ersland plays it up ahead into the center circle. Foul called on the play, and the Cougars will get a free kick from there. Perigin went up to get it, got pushed off the ball. Youngberg sets up for the free kick. Youngberg sends it in. Perigin's there. Goalie comes up to get a touch. Deflected away. Schumacher comes in, settles it. Schumacher still on the ball. Nelson tried to leave it for Schumacher in the box, but Nelson actually was offside. That'll be a free kick for the Knights. That's a pretty close call, as Schumacher got that extra touch before Nelson went to the ball, but ref had him off. Free kick taken into the middle. Perigin gets the first touch over to Schumacher. Schumacher possessing with some room. Plays it through as Nelson was cutting back, and that's going to go all the way out the end line. Goal kick again for the Knights. Ersland taking the goal kick for the Knights. Plays it over to the near side. Gilbert, number 7, first to touch. Perigin chases back, drops it all the way back to the keeper, Stewart. Stewart clears it to the middle of the field. Youngberg settles for Perigin. Perigin sends it all the way over the top. Clevenger will chase. Clevenger gets there, on the ball, takes the shot, but doesn't get a good strike on it. And saved by Ersland in the goal. Ersland punts it away into the center circle. Gilbert gets the first to touch, but right to Perigin. Perigin on the run. Plays it through to Beatty. Beatty chasing to get there, tries to cut it back. Good slide tackle and knocked out of play. That's number 16, Reamer, on the defensive stand for the Knights. Throw in for the Knights on the near side. Gilbert gets the header, but Perigin's there to dispossess. Sends it high into the air, into the box. Fight for the ball, number 25 there, Ramon. Nelson comes in and gets a touch, but can't get it on frame. And another goal kick for Lutheran Kansas City. This time the Knights play it out of the back. It's Reamer plays it over to the near side for Bruning. Bruning in the middle for Gilbert. Perigin comes back to challenge. Stolen away by Youngberg here on the near side. Youngberg tracks back, plays it across to Yukinaw. Yukinaw gets a touch, stolen away. Youngberg's there to clear it. Number 25, Ramon, comes in, plays it forward. Got away with a handball at the front. And actually he's going to call that, so it will be a free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg takes the free kick, backspin ball to the middle. Clevenger tries to get there, goes over him to Reamer. Played to the far side by the Knights, out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars. Dahl takes the throw into Youngberg. Youngberg has time, plays it over to Calandro. Calandro gets settled, plays it up ahead to Beatty. Stolen away by the Knights on the hard touch. Calandro's back there, plays it back in the center circle for Youngberg. Youngberg can't control it. Played to the far side, deflected away. That's number 12, Gerald, maybe? And throwing again for the Knights. Yukinaw clears it away, all the way back to Ramon on the back line. Nelson comes in and challenges and played down the far side out of bounds. Perigin's there for the quick throw. Plays it down the line for Nelson on the run. Reamer's there, plays it to the far side out of bounds. And that will be a throw in again for the Cougars. Nelson there to take the throw. Plays into the center for Clevenger. Clevenger back to Schumacher. Schumacher settles. Looking for an opening. Takes the strike, deflected away. Over to Beatty on the near side. Beatty drops back to Schumacher. Schumacher drops to Bowman and draws the foul. Careless foul by Lutheran there on a drop attempt by Schumacher. That would be a good opportunity for a free kick for the Cougars. As he just pushes through him. Youngberg sets up for the free kick. 25 minutes left here in the first half, no score. Youngberg plays a good ball into the backside, headed away by Reamer. And corner kick for the Cougars. First corner kick of the day for either squad. Youngberg sends it in. Good ball. Perigin gets up, and good save by the keeper. Quick roll out to the far side. Nelson chases back. Nelson steals and is able to turn. Cuts it back into the middle. Nelson still on the ball, looking at his options. Plays it back to Yukonaw. Yukonaw one touch over to Calandro. Calandro with time. Calandro into the middle to Schumacher. Schumacher's able to turn. Schumacher back to Perigin. Perigin looking to send Beatty on the run. Beatty gets to it. Reamer's there to defend and knocks it out of play. Another corner kick for the Cougars. Do you think you guys would be able to operate without a light on in here? I'm getting a really bad glare at this angle. Maybe that would help. Thank you. Saved again by the keeper. Punted away into the center circle. Dowell's there. Bicycle kicks it back down the far side. Ball in possession and out of bounds, throwing for the Knights. Sub coming in the game for the Knights. That's looks like Ramon is subbing out as number 18, Ogaz, is in the game. Knights in possession, up into the center circle. Youngberg's able to challenge, and Calandro clears. All the way up to Clevenger. Clevenger's able to settle and turn. Clevenger on the ball, carries it down the line, plays it up for Nelson. Nelson on the run, if he can get to the corner, slides in and saves it, drops it back. Clevenger plays it across to Perigin. Perigin settles at the top of the box, looks at his options, finds Youngberg. Youngberg takes the strike and sends it over the goal. Goal kick for the Knights. See, Youngberg got to look. The ball is just a little bit behind him, but he's able to get to it and just send it over top. Goal kick taken to the far side. Ball played high into the air into the center circle. Yukonaw's there to get a touch, plays it up to Youngberg. Youngberg threw to Perigin, stolen away. Knights in a counterattack. Ball sent into the center. Bowman's there, clears it with his left. Perigin tries to settle. Perigin plays it down the line for Beatty to chase, and the keeper's able to get over there and get to it. That's Ersland in the goal for the Knights. Side spinning ball into the center circle. Schumacher tried to touch, couldn't get to it. Into possession for number 12, Gerald. Dowell makes a touch in the wrong direction, and Yukonaw is able to get back to it and send out a play on the far side of the field. That'll be a throw in for the Knights. Ball thrown in, possessed by Gilbert. Yukonaw is able to get a touch on it to deflect, and Perigin clears it away. Another throw in for the Knights in the final third. Ball thrown into the middle. Clevenger gets a header. Perigin's challenging. Bowman to the ball. Bowman plays it down the line on the near side, out of bounds. And that'll be a throw in for the Knights. Gilbert on the ball. Calandro's there. Bowman sends it back into Perigin. Perigin clears it away. Over to the near side. That's number 20, Bruning. Played in by number 21, Walls. And to Yukonaw. Yukonaw, good touch up to Perigin with room. Perigin plays it through for Beatty to run under. Number 16, Reamer there shielding. Lets it get back to the keeper. Settled by the Knights with some space in the middle. Stolen away by Schumacher in the center circle. Schumacher gets it to Perigin. Reamer comes up to challenge, gets through to Clevenger. Clevenger leaves it for Schumacher. Stolen away by the Knights in the middle. Knights played over to the far side. Down the line, Yukonaw's there, plays it back in. Stolen away by the Knights into the center circle as Perigin comes to challenge. Gilbert on the ball, played it to the far side. Back into the circle for Gilbert. Gilbert gets challenged by Perigin. Knights possess on the back line. Over to Bruning. Good turn. Youngberg comes in and clears, gets it up to Beatty. Beatty back to Youngberg. Youngberg tried to play it through, and Reamer's there to clear. Out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars here on the near side. "19 minutes left in the first half. Still no score. Perigin heads it forward off of number 20, Bruning, and that will be another throw in for the Cougars. Good throw into Youngberg. Youngberg can't control it. Cleared away by the Knights. All the way up to the center circle to number 12, Gerald. Yukonaw plays it up to Youngberg. Youngberg settles over to Calandro. Calandro to Yukonaw. Back to Calandro into the middle for Youngberg. Youngberg has time. Youngberg to Perigin. Perigin chips it over the top for Youngberg. Youngberg tries to play it through for Beatty. Beatty on the ball. Cuts it back. Able to get back to it as Perigin comes over to help. And run goes all the way through, stolen away by Calandro. Calandro back to Beatty. Beatty drops it for Bowman, who sends it over the top. And good clear by number 4, Kang. Throw in for the Cougars. Cleared to the middle. Yukonaw heads it forward. Knights clear to the center circle. Calandro comes up to challenge. Ball back in the middle for Perigin. Perigin plays it over to Youngberg. Youngberg has room. Sends it on to Clevenger on the run. Clevenger gets a touch with his chest but can't settle it and goes all the way through to the keeper. Ball played into the middle on the punt. Schumacher is the first to touch. Back to the ball to Calandro. Calandro over to Youngberg. Youngberg has room in front as he comes up. And stolen away by the Knights. Beatty plays it over to Perigin, who chips it over the top for Youngberg. Youngberg making the run on the near side. Youngberg gets back to the ball, leaves it for Perigin at the corner of the box. Good challenge by Bruning, and is able to possess. Up to Gilbert in the center circle. Gilbert plays it through. Deflected off the back of the Knight player, and Calandro clears all the way to the keeper, Ersland, and he'll throw it away to the far side. Back towards midfield, Schumacher challenging for the ball. Dahl comes in and wins. Dahl still on the ball, drops to Schumacher with room. Schumacher on the ground to Perigin. Perigin plays it through to Clevenger. Clevenger tried to 1-2 to Perigin. Good deflection by number 16, Reamer, coming in. Back to Gilbert. Gilbert plays a through ball for the Knights on the run. Played across the middle. Calandro is there, and Stewart comes up and is able to make the save. Stewart punts away to the near side. Beatty comes in. Beatty leaves it for Youngberg. Youngberg plays it through to Clevenger on the run. Reamer's there. Plays it off his shoulder. Back in the center circle. Perigin sends it up ahead. Settled by the Knights again. Back to the center circle. That's number 21, Walls, on the ball. Walls to Gilbert. Gilbert switches the field. Headed into the air. Challenged with number 18, Ogaz, and Schumacher. Schumacher's able to win the challenge. Schumacher being defended by Gilbert will drop to Yukonaw. Yukonaw sets up and sends it forward. Bruning gets there, drops it back to the keeper. Berlin plays it out of the back into the center as Beatty comes on a challenge. Knights are able to get back to it. Bruning plays it across the field. That's number 8, I believe, on the far side, Lillis. And Yukonaw steps in, plays it up to Nelson. Nelson to Schumacher, to Perigin. Perigin has time. Perigin chipped over the top to Beatty. Beatty plays it through. And Ersland is there to control it. Punted away to the center circle. Youngberg first to touch. Gilbert is able to steal. Schumacher defending. Gilbert plays it over to the far side for number 18, Ogaz. Ogaz plays it back into the middle. Calandra is there, plays it on the ground. Gilbert steals. Yukonaw steps up and clears. Back to number 21, Walls. Stolen away by Clevenger. Ogaz gets to the ball, plays it down the line, stays in play. Lillis there on the ball, being defended by Dow. Drop back to Gilbert. Schumacher defending. Played into the middle. Yukonaw's there to clear. Knights back into possession. Perrigin's able to steal. Perrigin clears it. Bruning gets a touch with the header, and Beatty's able to let it go out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in on the near side for the Cougars. Just under 14 left to play here in the first half. Still no score. Beatty takes a throw into Perrigin. Perrigin plays it down the line to Youngberg. Youngberg sends it in. And Erland is there to make the save. Top spinning ball into the center. Calandro gets a settle. Leaves it for Perrigin. Perrigin's able to make the turn. Still in possession. Stolen away by the Knights. That's number 12, Gerald. Yukonaw comes up for the challenge. Played to the far side for possession. Dahl comes in and steals. Dahl looking to find the ball at his feet and knocked out of play by the Knights. That'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Dahl plays it into Schumacher. Schumacher to Yukonaw. Yukonaw over to Calandro. Calandro has time. Calandro gets challenged but has plenty of room as Yukonaw gets the ball back to Youngberg in the middle. Youngberg has room. Gilbert defending with some space. Youngberg plays it through on the ground, stolen away by Bruning. Back to number 9, Gannon. Gannon to Gilbert in the middle. Back to Gannon on the near side. And foul called on the play. That'll be a free kick for the Knights. Number 4, Kang, comes up to take the free kick. Kang plays it on the ground. Ball played to the top of the box. Calandro defending in front. And foul called. Looks like he might be given a yellow. Yellow card for Calandro on the challenge. That'll be a free kick from a good opportunity. For the Knights. Discussion on the field. See if we can take a look back at that again as we have some time here. Yeah, it looks like actually that foul should have been on number 1, Bowman. Bowman stepped in and fouled the Knight player, but Calandro got called for it. That's a big difference in getting your center back a yellow card versus your fullback. "20 yards out, 3-man wall for the Cougars. 11:33 is the official time on the clock, so we'll get it down to there to restart. Waiting for the ref's whistle to restart. Ball sent over the goal. And that'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Good strike by Bruning, but just got too much under it. Sent it over the wall, but not enough downward action to get back to the goal. And the Cougars will take the goal kick. Youngberg back for the goal kick. As Calandra will sub back in. Youngberg spinning ball in the middle. Perigin settles. Perigin plays it up to the middle. Clevenger's able to get to it. Clevenger on the ball, plays it through to Nelson. Nelson there, if he's onside. Nelson into the box, takes the shot, but sends it over the goal. And that'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Looked like Nelson did get back as the defender crept back. Nelson was able to get back on side when the ball was played. It'll be a goal kick to restart play. I'm not sure why Nelson's on the left today instead of the right. Nelson looked so good last game when he was playing on the right side, being a left-footed player that can cut in. So I'm not sure. I think our coach is actually dyslexic, and sometimes he puts him on the opposite side than what he meant. Ball played over to the far side. Stolen away by Dahl to Youngberg. Youngberg over to Perigin. Perigin looking for space. Chips it into Beatty, stolen away at the top of the circle. Perigin fights back for the ball. Perigin keeps it in, drops over to Beatty. Beatty back to Perigin. Perigin gets through, cuts it across for Clevenger. Nelson on the backside. Nelson takes it with his right, and good save by the keeper. That'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. Nelson just outside of the picture there gets a cutback with his right foot. And Youngberg's over for the corner. Youngberg plays it low to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to turn. Cleared away by the Knights. Here to the near side. Ball played in the middle. Calandro's there. Calandro on the ground. Stolen away again by the Knights. Played through. Perigin chases back. Yukino is there as the Knights challenge and foul. Oh, ref lets it play on. And the Cougars are able to possess. Perigin plays it down to Beatty. Beatty gets settled. Back to the middle for Youngberg. Youngberg has time. Carries it to the center circle. Plays it through for Clevenger. Clevenger gets a good touch. Plays it through for Beatty. And cleared away by Bruning for the Knights. Over to Nelson on the far side. Nelson back to Youngberg. Youngberg being challenged. Is able to get through the line. Cuts it back to the middle. Sets up a shot. Good shot on goal. Actually goes wide of the frame. And that will be another goal kick for the Knights. Knights set to restart play. Ersland out of the back. Stolen away by Nelson on the far side. And that was knocked off the Cougars. That will be a throw-in for the Knights. 7:30 left to play. Al's able to win the throw-in. Stolen back by number 12, Gerald. Back into a run on the far side for the Knights. Deflected away by Yukino. Yukino back to the ball. Perigin comes in and steals. Dahl clears it up ahead to Clevenger. To Nelson. Nelson on the far side makes a heavy touch. Nelson chases to the corner, is able to keep it in. And deflected away by the Knights. That will be a throw-in for the Cougars. That's number 25, Ramon, back in the game for the Knights. Barring the yellow card by Calandra with the quick sub for Anredder just for that one play, the Cougars have made no other subs yet in this first half. Thrown by Nelson to the middle, deflected away first by the Knights, played down the far side. Dahl comes in and gets a touch to Schumacher. Schumacher looks to turn, down the far sideline. Schumacher gets back in the middle, still on the ball. Schumacher making a run, plays it over to Beatty. Beatty settles back to Perigin. Perigin at the top, still on the ball. Perigin plays it wide to Schumacher. Schumacher's able to open up. And Perigin tries to send it in, deflect it away. There'll be another corner kick for the Cougars. I'm sorry, that's maybe a throw-in. May have gone up the sideline. Let's see here. Looks like they're setting up a sideline throw-in. A couple subs coming in the game. Youngberg subs off as Anredder subs in the game. Perigin there to take the throw-in. A couple subs for the Knights as well. Perigin throws it into the box, touched by Anredder off the knee. Stolen away by the Knights. Anredder and Clevenger chase back. Through ball played on the near side. Bowman's there to challenge. That's number 13, Slattery. Played back in by the Knights. Calandro gets a touch high into the air, and that goes out of bounds. Here on the near side, throw in for the Knights. Bernine takes the throw in into the middle. Back to Gilbert. Anredder defending. And Anredder gets called for the foul. Free kick for the Knights. Number 20, Bruning sets up to take the free kick. 5 Knight players at the top of the box on the right side. 2-man wall for the Cougars. That's Beatty and Bowman on the wall. Curling ball sent into the far post. Stewart gets a touch, and the Cougars are able to clear. Nelson tracks back to the ball, chips it into the middle. Touched by number 21, Walls. Into possession for the Knights on the far side. Tried to play through. Dowell's there to steal. Played up to Nelson. Nelson possesses. Nelson looking to make the run on the sideline. Gets fouled, no call. Actually, he's playing advantage. Drop back to Perigin. Perigin in the center circle. Plays it to the far side for Beatty. Beatty settles. Back to Perigin. Perigin on the run. Perigin being defended. Makes a move. Gets to the edge. Perigin looks to send it across the box. Touched by number 25, Ramon, and cleared away. Corner kick for the Cougars. Still no score. 3 minutes left to play here in the first half. Youngberg subs back in the game for Anredder and will take the corner kick. Youngberg plays a low ball in. Perigin gets a touch and scores. And the Cougars score first tonight. Cougars take a 1-0 lead. Take a look back on replay here. Youngberg sends a low ball in. Off the bounce, Perigin's able to get up and get on top of that ball and just puts it right past the keeper. After the goal, the Knights will restart play with the kickoff. .237 official time on the clock. Knights back into possession. Play it forward for Bowman on the near side, and Bowman can't quite gather his feet. Chips it out of bounds. Throwing for the Knights. Quickly played back into Gilbert. Stolen away by Perigin. Perigin to Beatty. Perigin tries to keep it in, but loses it out of bounds. And that'll be a throw-in. That'll be a throw-in for the Knights. I think the ref was giving Perigin a warning there on the clear. Ball played in the center circle. Schumacher comes over, deflects. That'll go out of bounds, throw in for the Knights. Number 8, Willis on the far side. Kang comes over to take the throw in for the Knights. Back to Gilbert. Gilbert on the touchback to Kang, stolen away by Perigin. Perigin in the center circle, chips it up for Clevenger on the run. Clevenger gets in front, gets into the box. Clevenger takes a strike, far post, and scores. Cougars 2-0. Clevenger just puts it right off the post to find the goal. It's 1:30 on the official clock. I changed around my clock controls and I've messed that up a couple times tonight. Let me see if I can get that fixed real quick. All right, back to action. Perigin steps in as the Knights possess into the center circle, played through. Yukonaw's there, clears it to the far side. Foul challenges. That's number 18, Ogaz on the ball, plays it into the box. And Stewart's able to come up and make the save, or at least gather the ball, bring it up to the top of the box. Stewart will wait for his team to reset. 1 minute left to play here in the first half. Youngberg tracks back to the ball on the near side. Youngberg has time, plays it back into the middle with space. Youngberg still on the ball. Plays it to Schumacher. Schumacher has room in front. Schumacher touches wide, stolen away. Played back into the middle. Youngberg challenging. Switch to the field over to Gilbert on the near side. Perigin comes up to pressure ball and knocks it off of the Knights. That'll be a throw in for the Cougars. Perigin takes a throw into Youngberg. 15 seconds left to play. Youngberg sends it over the top to Anredder. Ramon is there to send it back
10,
into the middle.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Youngberg again clears up to Beatty. Bruning sends it back to the middle, and that will do it for the first half. And after 40 minutes of play, Cougars take a 2-0 lead into halftime.
Halftime score, KC Lutheran 2, College Heights 2, KC Lutheran 0.
Good possession first half for the Cougars. Had a little trouble connecting in the final third on any type of run, but were able to get 2 goals late to take the 2-0 lead. 10 minutes on the halftime clock. We will take a audio break here as well. See if we can get our clock to go. And we'll send you through halftime, the first half recap during halftime here of the plays. All right, teams are back on the field, almost ready to start the second half. Cougars will take the ball to start the opening kickoff for the second half. We'll get 40 minutes on the clock. And we're underway. Persian drops it to Youngberg. Youngberg to Schumacher. Schumacher back to Youngberg. Youngberg drops it back to Calandrio on the backside, back to Youngberg. Youngberg possessing, being challenged by Ramon. Youngberg's able to keep it in on the near side. Carries back in the middle, switches the field over to Beatty on the right. Beatty drops it back to Schumacher. Youngberg comes on. Youngberg comes in and steals it. And dispossessed by the Knights. Dow comes in on the near side and challenges. And throwing for the Cougars. Dow throws it up ahead to Nelson. Nelson tries to flick it back heel over to Perigin, but it goes out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Ball played up ahead into the middle. Yukon steps up and challenges into the center circle. Calandro clears into the middle. Fight for possession. Schumacher gets a touch. And see if we can see where that foul was. Okay, back to live action. Ball sent into the top of the box. Cleared away by Calandro to the far side. Bowman comes over, gets a touch down the line. And number 20, Bruning's there. Out of bounds, thrown for the Cougars. Perigin plays it through to the middle. Keeper comes out of the box. Good touch. Backspinning ball to the far side. Bowman settles it with his thighs and into Schumacher. Schumacher back to the ball. Played through. Clevenger gets to it at the top. Clevenger makes a move. Good challenge back by number 16, Reamer, and he's able to send it to the far side. Schumacher tracks back and is able to win the ball into the middle for Youngberg. Gilbert and Youngberg challenge for the ball. Perigin steals it. Perigin plays it down the line. Clevenger on the run, so is Beatty. Beatty gets there. Beatty into the box. And Beatty just let up at the end, and keeper is able to get to it. We'll get back to live action. Ball sent into the middle. Schumacher's there. Fight for possession. Goes to the far side. Bowman's there to defend and knocks it out of play. That'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Ball played up ahead. Sent into the box. Stuart Shields as it goes out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Youngberg back to take the goal kick. Youngberg driving ball to the far side. First touch by the Knights. Bowman, one touch is up ahead. Clevenger's able to track back and win it. Leaves it for Perigin in space. Perigin plays it to the far side, deflected away by number 4, Kang. Number 21, Walt sends it through. Back in the middle in possession for the Knights. Nelson comes in and makes a good slide tackle. Bounces to Youngberg. Youngberg possesses, plays it across the middle. Perigin back to the ball at the center circle. Being challenged by Waltz. Perigin making the run. And Perigin pushed off there, no call, as the Knights take possession. They're all in the center circle. Youngberg challenging. Youngberg's able to clear it away to the far side for Beatty. Beatty's on. Drops it for Perigin. Perigin over the top for Clevenger. Goes too far, cleared away again by the Knights. Youngberg, good move at the top. Tries to outside foot it through to Perigin, but Reamer's there to clear it away. Back into possession for Schumacher. Schumacher cuts it back. Leaves it for Perigin on the run. Perigin gets through. He's into the box, takes the shot, and scores. And I'm sorry to say I had that we just barely got it in frame. Had the camera a little bit too low there. But the Cougars have now taken a 3-0 lead. All right, back to the action. Cougars leading 3-0. Good touch by Youngberg into the middle for Perigin. Perigin across for Schumacher. Schumacher on the run. Played into the middle, deflected away, but right to Nelson. Nelson chips it back in. Clevenger tracks back to the ball, tries to send it through, deflected away. Schumacher comes in on the challenge. Perigin's able to get to it, leaves it for Schumacher. Schumacher pressure from behind, drops to Perigin. Perigin sends it to the far side of the field, headed down back into the middle. Perigin comes back to the ball on the far side, tries to keep it in. Down the line, out of bounds, throw in for the Knights. Calandro steps up and clears all the way to the center circle. Nelson comes in. Nelson fights for the ball. Is able to possess it and gets called for the foul. Quick restart for the Knights. Sent all the way to the top. Sent across into the box. Stewart tries to get to it. Cleared away. Fight for the ball and goes out of bounds. And it will be the Cougars throw-in. Dow throws it into Perigin, throws it out of bounds, though, and throw-in immediately for the Knights. Actually, subs coming in the game. Oh, no, it was just Dow never got it inbound, so it's a throw-in from that spot for the Knights. That's number 10 taking the throw-in. That's Walls, Noah Walls. Into the box. Perigin clears away with his head to Schumacher. Schumacher with room with his chest. Plays it to the far side for Beatty. Beatty gets challenged, gets the ball back to Schumacher. Schumacher cuts it wide for Perigin. Perigin settles and gets it stolen away. Knights into a transition opportunity. Ramon has changed to up top the second half, by the way. Gilbert on the right side sends it in, and Yukon was able to clear. In the center circle, Reamer's there. Reamer plays it across. Switch to the field to the near side. And Yukon will chase back and lets it go out of bounds. Goal kick for the Cougars. Well played up ahead. Schumacher's there, can't settle it. Stolen away by the Knights on the far side. Back into the middle of the field. Youngberg defending. Perigin steals. Perigin into transition. Still on the ball. Sends it through for Clevenger to run on. Reamer there to challenge. Slide tackle, and that's a foul. That's a pretty bad call, honestly. Reamer made a clean slide, but he got up and took Clevenger out on the return to standing. Knights in transition. Dow comes in and tackles it away. Throw in for the Knights. Ball sent into the box. Clander defending. Ramon pops it over the top. Yukonaw's there. Yukinaw deflects it off of Ramon and throw in for the Cougars. Dowell again takes the throw in, and it doesn't go in bounds, so thrown again for the Knights. Thrown into the box. Schumacher heads it away. Dowell in possession on the near side. Dowell drops it for Perigin. Perigin sends it down the line, headed by number 4, Kang, to Reamer. Reamer plays it back into the middle to number 12, Gerard. Back to Schumacher. Schumacher leaves it for Youngberg. Youngberg sends it over the top. Reamer's there, heads it down. Beatty gets to it, leaves it for Perigin. Perigin back to Beatty on the far side. Beatty back to Perigin with space. Perigin looking to make a move, sends it to Schumacher. Schumacher settles. Schumacher gets through, tries to send it through to Nelson, back to the ball. Nelson sends it across the box. Beatty comes in, heads it back into the middle, and Reamer's there. Reamer clears, but right to Perigin. Perigin sets up for the shot, deflected away, and goes to the sideline. Beatty tries to keep it in. Throw in for the Knights. Perigin first to touch on the throw. Back to the Knights in possession. Knights switching the field to the near side. Dowell defending. Dowell's able to push it back to the middle, and Dowell takes him out. That's going to be a yellow card on Dowell as he undercut. Yellow card is the call. If we can look back at that replay, if I got it soon enough. All right, here's the play. He hit his head on the tackle. You can go back to it again. Yeah, that actually looks like. I mean, it's definitely unfortunate that he tried to jump over Dowell, but Dowell did not go in the air. He slid into that play and caught him with his body. So fine with the yellow, but definitely not a red. Take a look at that again. See if we can slow it down and get a better look here. Now makes a heavy touch and then slides to the ball. Yeah, he doesn't hit him with his cleats. He hits him with his knees on the ground. So late tackle for sure, deserving of a yellow, but just kind of unfortunate that Gilbert tried to clear him and lost his feet totally on Dowell's tackle and hit his head. Gilbert's still on the ground. I'm not sure what the status is of the player on the field. I assume it's medical personnel on the ground next to him. All right, we're waiting for an answer on what the status is of the player. He is being taken by ambulance. Both teams are back on the field, getting loose. So it looks like we will resume play shortly. All right, the ref has blown the whistle, and it looks like we're going to take a free kick from the spot of the foul for the Knights. Cougars are leading 3-0. 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes left to play. 29-26 officially on the clock. Number 16, Reamer, the center back for the Knights, is going to take the free kick for the restart of play. All right, we're underway. Clock is running. Ball sent into the top of the box. Ramon tries to turn, plays it through, and Stewart's there to grab it. Ball sent back to the middle of the field, won by Perigin. Perigin switches the field over to the far side. Goes all the way out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Challenge on the far side. Schumacher plays it off of the Knights player. Perigin's able to steal. Perigin carrying down the far sideline. Tries to bridge touch through, deflected away, and fight for the ball. Goes out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Challenge for the ball, again stolen away by Perigin into the middle. Schumacher on the ball. Schumacher finds Youngberg in the center circle. Sent through by Beatty, or by Youngberg to Beatty. And Beatty tries to put it on goal. Deflected away, corner kick for the Cougars. Youngberg over for the corner. Perigin and Nelson on the backside. Clevenger running the middle. Headed away by the Knights. And cleared all the way to the circle. Yukonaw's there, heads it back in. Calandra heads it to the ground. Sent high into the air by the Knights. Back to the circle. Yukonaw heads it over to the far side for Beatty. Knights back into possession. Reamer plays it to the far side. Sent down the line. Calandra's over there. Sends it back into the middle. Schumacher comes over for the challenge. Schumacher's able to get around to it. He plays it through for Nelson. Nelson into the box and tries to finish with his right and goes wide of the frame. Good weighted pass there by Schumacher. Finds Nelson on the run. And Nelson tries to clip that back to the post. Just can't get it on frame. That's that cut-in move we were talking about earlier where it makes sense for a right-footed player to be on the left and a left-footed player to be on the right. Knights quickly into transition all the way to the other box. Stewart comes up and plays it with his foot to Perigin. Perigin switches the field to the far side for Nelson. Nelson up to Clevenger off the head and cleared away by the Knights. Back into a threat for Nelson in the corner. Nelson across to Perigin. Perigin at the top of the box. Perigin finds Clevenger holding. Clevenger back to Perigin. Drop for Clevenger and shot taken, goes wide of the frame. And that'll be another goal kick for the Knights. Let's take the goal kick short plate into the middle. Youngberg comes in and steals from number 12, Gerald. On the far side, Bowman steals, plays it forward to Nelson. Nelson's offside, though. Oh, yeah, it was close, but it looks like he was off. Restart a play into the center circle. Calandra comes up with his left. Good settle by the Knights. Schumacher heads it away over to Beatty. Beatty tries to play it through for Schumacher, deflected away. Back to Beatty in the middle, leaves it for Clevenger. Clevenger plays it to the far side for Schumacher. Schumacher tries to keep it in, and that's out of bounds, throwing for the Knights. Clevenger gets the ball off the throw-in, deflected by Perigin. Clevenger plays it over to Youngberg. Youngberg sends it through for Perigin, and Perigin tried to back heel it, went through. Keeper's there to get it at the top of the box. Ball over to the far side. Youngberg challenging in front. Played into the middle, settled by Schumacher, left for Perigin. Back to Schumacher, pokes through to Clevenger, 1-2. Schumacher leaves for Perigin. Henritter steps up and challenges it, gets it to Beatty. Beatty to Clevenger. Back to the middle for Youngberg. Youngberg sends it wide for Bowman. Bowman carries down the far side, plays it down the line for Nelson. Nelson now playing on the right side, holds up play, plays it across for Perigin. Perigin settles, gets around but commits the foul, and that'll be a free kick for the Knights. Reamer takes the free kick low, spinning ball into the center circle. Knights possess. Ramon on the ball. Played through. Calandra will chase back. And Shields. And goal kick for the Cougars. Good job by Calandra getting position and just letting the ball roll out. Calandra plays a low ball in, stolen away at the top. And Calandra gets to the top and tries to clear, but mistouches. It'll be a corner kick for the Knights. Knights on the far side. Ball sent in, off the shoulder, and cleared away by Calandra. Still in trouble. Yukonah heads it to the far side, and Clevenger's able to clear it out of bounds, throwing for the Knights. Throw-in headed into the box. Schumacher's able to clear with his head. Clevenger plays it up for Nelson on the run. Gets through to Reamer on the back line. Nelson pressuring. Reamer plays it back into the center circle. Switch the field to the near side. Played into the top of the box, and Calandra was able to touch it back to the far side. And Ryder can't get to it, throwing for the Knights. Ball played in down the near sideline, sent high into the air, all the way across the box. Ramon's able to get there for a touch, but can't keep it in, and that will be a goal kick for the Cougars. Ball sent into the middle by Youngberg on the goal kick to Perigin, who settles and plays it to Nelson on the run. Nelson's out in front, gets a touch back into the middle, drops it for Clevenger and stolen away by Reamer. Reamer, good challenge at the top of the box. That's that cut-in threat we were talking about earlier where Nelson gets it into prime position, and Reamer just did a nice job getting a touch on that to clear it away. Challenge back in the middle. Clevenger deflects back to Youngberg. Fight for position. Up to Ramon. Ramon plays it to the far side. Bowman plays it through with his left. Knights into the top of the box. Anredder challenging. Knights possessed back to the center circle. Send into the top. Calandra heads it away. Bouncing high in the air as Kang's there to settle. Kang back on the ball. Deflected away by Youngberg, but Beatty chases over to the near side and tries to keep it in, but that goes out. Throw in for the Knights. Thrown over the top. Yukonaw's there. Heads it back into the middle. Perigin sends it high into the air. Nelson tries to settle on the far side. Gets ran over. No call. And some physical play there again. No call. Ramon and Perigin challenging for the ball. Perigin steps in and commits the foul. That'll be a free kick for the Knights. Let's see if we can catch that. Yeah, looks like Perigin clipped his ankle. Restart a play short. Shot taken and goes wide of the frame. That'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Youngberg back to take the goal kick. Backspinning ball into the middle. Perigin's there. Perigin plays it over the top. Reamer touches for the Knights. Back to Perigin. Perigin in the center circle. Finding space. Good challenge from behind. Perigin back to the ball. Looking at his options. Sends it over to Clevenger. Clevenger, good settle. You can keep Nelson on. Nelson makes the run but gets offside, and Clevenger holds up. Good decision. Back to Youngberg. Youngberg chips it over the top, and that's going to go all the way over. Goal kick for the Knights. Good read there by Clevenger to see that Nelson's run was off. It would have been nice if Clevenger could have seen that run earlier, but good decision to once he saw that there was no play to give it back to Youngberg for an opportunity. Goal kick taken out of the back to the far side. Bowman comes up for the challenge. Clevenger comes in. Clevenger pushes off and draws and causes the foul, and that'll be a free kick for the Knights. Reamer's over there for the free kick. They start a play. Ramon being challenged by Calandro. Perigin comes in and steals, plays it down the line for Nelson. Stays in as Reamer's going to have to chase down. Plays it back to the keeper. Beatty steals. Clevenger in the box. Takes the shot, and the keeper's there for the save. Ball played out to the far side. Schumacher touches in the middle, can't keep possession. Schumacher back to the ball, drops it to Bowman. Bowman chips it over the top for Youngberg. Youngberg back into the middle for Perigin. Perigin gets dispossessed, deflects the ball back to Clevenger. Clevenger, good poke through to Beatty. Beatty gets to the edge, gets defended, plays it with his left, and scores! And the Cougars take a 4-0 lead. See Clevenger, good through ball. And Beatty, good job getting that touch up ahead in possession and just curls that back in with his left. Really fancy goal by Beatty. All right, 16:10 is the official time on the clock as we restart play. Cougars now leading 4-0. Youngberg switching the field over to the far side. Nelson is able to get it, plays it to Bowman. Bowman one touch into the middle. Stolen away by Nelson, cleared away by Reamer. Back into the center circle, hard touch as Beatty gets there. Beatty tries to play it through, too far ahead and cleared away. Schumacher's able to settle. Schumacher has time, switches it over to Nelson. Nelson tries to poke over the top. Reamer comes in and challenges. Ball played through to the middle. Anrenner comes over to the near side and touches it out of bounds. That'll be a throw in for the Cougars. For the Knights. Perigin on a run, gets it stolen away. Sent in by Ogaz into the top of the box. And good communication by Stewart and Calandro as Stewart punts it away. Youngberg on the far side making a run. Good job by Reamer coming up to dispossess Youngberg, and that'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Youngberg takes the throw-in up to Nelson. Nelson settles, drops back to Youngberg, and Reamer gets called for the foul. That'll be a free kick for the Cougars. You can see what happened there. Oh yeah, just got him in the back of the leg. So free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg there to take the kick. Four Cougars at the top of the box. Perigin comes back to the middle. Sent into the top. Nelson tries to get a touch and goes through. Beatty was on the back side but couldn't clean it up. That'll be a goal kick for the Knights. See, oh yeah, Beatty was expecting that deflection and just changed his angle of the run. If he had kept that angle, he may have got there. Ersland back to take the goal kick for the Knights. Played up ahead, Nelson steals. Nelson back to Clevenger. Clevenger over to Perigin and stolen away. Into the middle, Youngberg's there. Youngberg finds some space in the middle, still on the ball. Looking for an option. Youngberg still trying to find some space. Deflected away. Beatty, good touch back into the middle, cleared away by Reamer. Up ahead to Slattery. And played through. Chase for the ball. Schumacher's able to get position. Gets back on his feet after winning possession and plays it down the line for Nelson. And Nelson is called offside. See if we can take a look at that. As ref didn't see anything there. Yeah, too late to see where Nelson was when that ball was played. Reamer sends the restart back. Perigin back heels over to Bowman on the far side. Calandro steps in and steals. Leaves it for Bowman. Bowman plays it over the top. Nelson's there. Goes over top of him as Reamer settles with his chest. Plays it down the far side. Sent back into the middle by the Knights. Yukino is there to head it to the near side. Beatty tracks back. Fight for possession. Beatty gets it. Back on the ball. Plays it to Schumacher. Schumacher settles. Makes the run. Schumacher on the run. Looking at his options. Still on the ball. Gets it disconnected. And the Knights steal. Perigin gets back to it. Clevenger tries to Maradona and can't hold on. Back to the ball. Drops for Perigin. Perigin switches it over to the far side for Bowman. Bowman settles, plays it into Schumacher. Schumacher to Youngberg. Youngberg carrying it to the far side, still on the ball. Youngberg still shielding, keeps it in. Youngberg still carrying, and the Knights finally steal. Back into the center circle. Anrender's there to clear. Up to Perigin. Perigin looking to switch the field, deflected off of Schumacher in the center circle, back to Youngberg. Youngberg to Schumacher. Schumacher's able to get it over to Anrender. Anrender drops it back to Yukonov. Yukonov into the middle for Schumacher. Schumacher has room to turn. Plays it to Perigin. Perigin looking at his options, clips it up to Clevenger. Great ball. Clevenger gets a touch, but Reamer, good defense, and is able to get there to clear it away to the corner. Really nice ball by Perigin. Clevenger gets the touch, but Reamer just outworks him. Gets there on the slide tackle. Really nice play. Throw in for, it looks like it's actually going to be a corner kick for the Cougars. Schumacher's coming down to take the corner. Driving ball in. Clevenger got a solid contact on it. I'm not sure what he hit it with, some part of his leg, but can't put it on frame, and that will be a goal kick for the Knights. Ersland back to take the goal kick again for the Knights. Got a defender back to support. Well, actually, the defender is going to take the kick. Into the middle, Clevenger is the first to touch. Nelson comes back. Reamer is able to get there and clear it away for the Knights, and that'll be a throw in for the Cougars. Perigin on the far side to take the throw. Leaves it for Youngberg. Back to Perigin. Perigin over the top. Touched by Ramon, and Reamer's there to clear. Back in the middle of the field, Schumacher working to settle. Schumacher plays it over to the near side for Anrender. Sent away by Ramon, and able to keep in play. Anrender challenges back. Knights still in possession on the near side. Slattery plays it back to the circle. Gerald sends it through on the near side. Slattery on the run, sends it across the box, and Stewart's able to come up and make the save. Stewart up to the top of the box, waiting for his line to reset. Plays it over to Perigin. Perigin on the far side. Sends a big ball over the top for Clevenger to run under. Clevenger's there. Settles it with his chest. Gets into the box. Takes the shot. Deflected off the keeper. And goes wide of the frame. And that'll be a goal kick for, a corner kick for the Cougars. Great ball over the top. Clevenger makes a good touch. And great save by Ersland. Just sells out his body to deflect that away. Under 8 minutes left to play here in the second half. Cougars leading 4-0. Youngberg sends it in. Deflected away by the Knights over to the far side. Beatty's there. Knights into transition as Perigin challenges back. Perigin slide tackles, is able to get possession, get back to his feet. Deflected by the Knights, back to Schumacher. Schumacher drops for Calandro. Calandro takes space in the middle. Calandro still on the ball, plays it over the top for Beatty. And Beatty carries down the line, deflected away by Reamer. That'll be a throw in for the Cougars. Youngberg takes a throw into Perigin, settled with his chest. Perigin looking to get wide and cleared away by the Knights. Ball played back to the middle. Schumacher's there. Over wide to Youngberg. Youngberg back into space for Schumacher. Schumacher drops for Yukinaw. Yukinaw with room. Plays it wide for Anredder. Knight's clear. Stewart's going to come out of the box to play it. One touches it wide to Bowman, and Stewart had plenty of time to settle that. He should have just settled that and saw his options. Knights put it back into play. Justin Boney in the game. Calandra's able to clear with his left. Perigin clears up to the center circle. Boney's there, gets a touch. And cleared to the far side by the Knights. Throw in for the Cougars. Bowman on the far side. Takes the throw in down the line. Perigin's there. Bicycle kicks it over the top. Reamer gets a touch. Perigin back to the ball, looking to get to the sideline, and knocked out of bounds, throwing for the Knights. Back into play. Knights send it to the middle of the field. Youngberg tries to get a touch at the center circle. Ramon's there with the ball. Plays it up ahead. Yukinaw is there to play it on the ground to Anredder on the near side. Anredder back into the middle of the field. Settled by Youngberg. Youngberg plays it up to Schumacher. Schumacher over to Nelson. Nelson on the left side. Cuts it back. Nelson back to Schumacher. Schumacher turning. Gets challenged from behind. Drops it back to Anredder. Anredder plays it back to Yukinaw. Yukinaw over to the far side for Calandro. Calandra's able to keep it in. Chips it into the middle to Perigin. Perigin's still on the ball. Clevenger tracks back. Plays a good ball back to Perigin on the run. Perigin gets into the box and gets fouled from behind, and that's going to stop the clock. That's probably another yellow. And yeah, yellow card for number 4, Kang. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. 3:56, the official time on the clock. Knights are making the sub. Looks like Reamer's lost his cleat. He's putting his cleat back on. Perigin's there to take the free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg on the far left side. Nelson on the left post. Boney in the middle at the top of the box. And Clevenger stacked behind him. Perigin waiting for the whistle to restart play, and there it is. Perigin sends it in, sends it all the way over the goal. Goal kick for the Knights. Perigin, good solid strike, just got a little underneath it. Ersland plays it back into the middle. Boney's on the ball, plays it to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to poke it through to Perigin, stolen away by the Knights. Into the middle of the field for Slattery. Into a through ball as Yukinaw's there to cover and sends it out of play. Knights will get the throw in. Ball played back into the top of the box. Perigin's there. Perigin to Yukonaw. Yukonaw clears it to the middle. Played to the far side of the field. Challenge for the ball, won by Bowman up to Youngberg. Youngberg holds up play and leaves it for Perigin on the run. Perigin sends it through for Nelson. Nelson back on the left. Comes up and scores. And the Cougars now lead 5-0. Good through ball by Perigin. Nelson finds the near post for the goal. See Reamer on the backside was keeping Nelson on. Restart of play by the Knights. Jason Hamlin now in the game for the Cougars. Challenge for the ball on the far side. Bowman's there. Bowman carries down the line over to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to poke through Reamer. Good feet's able to deflect it away. Bowman plays it down the line, stays in bounds. As Reamer tracks back, we'll drop it to the keeper. Challenge for the ball by Hamlin. Erslin plays it to the near side. Won by Anredder on the out of the air. To Perigin. Perigin sends it high in the air for Clevenger and Reamer on the middle of the field. Clevenger tries to settle, gets it to Schumacher. Schumacher up ahead to Boney. Boney still fighting for possession. Knights are able to cut it back into the middle of the field. Youngberg's there. Challenge for the ball, won by number 8, Willis. Played into the middle. Yukonaw's there, is able to get a touch away. Schumacher back to Yukonaw. Back to Schumacher with some room. Schumacher looking at his options, plays it to Bowman on the far side. Bowman carries down the line to Clevenger. Clevenger to Perigin. Perigin tries to one-touch through, gets back to the ball. Cleared away by the Knights. Perigin tracks back, stolen away by the Knights. Reamer on the ball. Reamer into the center circle with some room. Anredder steps up to play it. Anredder taking space. Being challenged on the near side by Ramon. Good ball up ahead to Hamlin. Hamlin drops it back to Perigin. Perigin across the middle to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to poke through Reamer. Again, good play and clears it away. Poked away by the Knights into a transition opportunity.
9, 8, 7.
Yukonaw is able to get the turn.
4, 3.
Plays it up to Anredder, and that will do it. Final score, College Heights Christian 5, Lutheran Kansas City 0. That will advance the Cougars to the
Correction, that game is Thursday.
That will advance the Cougars to the finals of the Class 1 District 7 championship game against Lone Jack. 6 p.m. on 6 p.m. is the time? 6 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll take you through this second half recap as we go into audio silence.